And Dallas with Lowergear Outdoors in Tempe, Arizona. We're outdoor gear shop. One of the things that we sell here are backpacks. We're really into some of the trail sports. We have your usual suspects of Gregory and Osprey and Deuter, both full size and day packs. But if you're serious into lighter weight backpacking, and we sort of teach a practical lightweight backpacking, we're not talking about cutting the toothbrush handles and all that, but if you want to get in there where it's not too uncomfortable but lighter weight, we recommend ULA. It's Ultralight Adventures. They're out of Utah, so it's all American made. They have three main backpacking style packs that we'll go over, and there's some differences between them that confuse people sometimes, and so we'll go over a few of them. The lightest in the group is the OHM. This one is good for weights up to around 20 pounds or so, so you have to be pretty dedicated to get your weight down this. And some of the weights I'm going to be talking about on this are lighter than what the manufacturer says they're good to. And you always want to take some of these some of the brand manufacturers as sort of a grain of salt as to say what they'll carry. It's usually a little bit less. All three models have similarities. They're going to have roughly the same shoulder straps. All the hip belts are interchangeable, which is one of the nice things about it. So no matter how big your waist is or how small, there's one that will design for it. These are very flexible, so with that flexibility you're going to give up some weight support, but they do fit just anybody's bone structure, which makes these real popular. Now, you're not going to find this at REI or any of the big box stores. They don't make enough to do it, but there are about maybe a dozen retail stores around the country that also have these. One of the things I really like, and this is going to be true on all of them, on the hip belts, is they have a really big pouch here on both sides, big enough for satellite phones or cell phones, GPS, anything like that, or that day's snacks. Shoulder straps are real flexible. They do have load stabilizers, load lifters on them. All the packs have a roll top like this, so you can get a lot in here. In fact, the capacity on all of these in terms of volume is greater than what the weight you really should have in there. But if you had to carry some winter gear or something, a really bigger sleeping bag or so, or if you had to restock at a resupply point, that extra volume could come into handy. You will see a lot of these packs on the long trails, on the CDT, AT, PCT, etc. I've used one of these for a through hike on the John Muir Trail, for example. It's big enough to carry a bear can and all that. In this lighter weight Ohm one, again, they'll all have this sort of kangaroo pouch. They all have really nice side pouches that are big enough for water bottles. But the difference as you go up the line is going to be in the infrastructure, is about how much weight it'll carry. The Ohm just has a sort of a U-shaped tube here that is for the support. Once you get into the circuit, it's got a little bit extra carrying capacity in terms of volume, but also another 5 pounds or so of weight. So these are comfortable up into the 25-pound range. If you have to go into 30 or a little bit more on a resupply just temporarily, it's not a real big deal. But in addition to that U-shaped frame in here, there's also a aluminum stay in here, and that also will add some carrying capacity to it to keep the weight on your hips rather than down on your shoulders. The next step up in terms of carrying capacity is going to be the Catalyst, and it has a much thicker pad right in here. So if I'm doing the squeeze in here, this is about a ½ inch thick compared to maybe a ¼ inch thick on the circuit, and there's a second aluminum stay in here as well. Getting into a little bit more detail, this is a catalyst and this is a circuit. As you can see, still similarities, the same backing. On this one, I've taken the hip belt out. These range from an extra small to a extra large, so will fit just about anyone. And that will just slide in like this. There's Velcro on both sides, so it makes for a secure lock, and then there's a strap that holds it in its place as well. You've got about an inch or two of difference that you can set the torso length in it. One thing to keep in mind, if you're choosing between a circuit and a catalyst, if you're up in bear country, some people really like the catalyst because this is sort of the 7-day bear vault bear canister. This will fit in the catalyst horizontally, whereas if it's in the circuit at our own, it's going to have to go vertically. There's some advantages to being able to do it that way for just the way you pack your pack. Not a real big deal, but it does come in handy. And so this one's a little bit wider, has a couple hundred more cubic inches. For all these, they have inserts that will go in. This one we call just a little ditty bag. You might want to put your ID card, license, insurance card, little cash, have that available. It hangs up like this, and there's another one that works for the water bladder. A question that comes up quite often with ULA products, if you look at the site, or you'll see a lot of forum posts and stuff about the different types of straps, the shoulder straps that are best for someone. There are two basic styles. This one we have on the catalyst right now, and these are sewn in, they're not interchangeable, is the J strap. It's sort of a boomerang kind of look right here, and it's subtle, but if you look at this one, this is the S strap, and this shallow part here is a sharper turn. These work best for most women most of the time. It just accommodates the different anatomical differences between men and women a little bit better. However, there are certain men's body styles that work well with this as well. It's just going to be a matter of whatever is most comfortable for you. But either way, the circuit's going to save you a little bit of money over the catalyst. If you think you're going to be a little bit over 30 pounds consistently, then you're probably going to want to go with the catalyst. So we have these in stock in all kinds of different colors that the manufacturer makes, all different sizes and the different models. Again, that's the ohm, the circuit, and the catalyst serves most people's needs. We have them here. We get them in from time to time, so stop in on the store. We can also ship them to you if you're out of the local area. If we can ever help you out, just give us a call or check us out at lowergear.com.